right, this is exactly what we like to see. If you hadn't seen it already, I made a few videos talking about how at the moment, I'm in Taiwan right now, and it's Tuesday, 1:30 p.m. at the time of me speaking into this microphone. However, it is right now 10 p.m. on Monday night in Vancouver, 15-hour time difference. It's pretty vast. So I'm pre-recording this video to come out what is essentially going to be Tuesday afternoon in Vancouver, so forgive me if it's a day late. But earlier today, the Vancouver Canucks posted some footage, videos, and pictures of their 41st annual Jake Milford Canucks Charity Invitational in Surrey. And it's pretty cool. Lots of great stuff going on here. It's all for charity. Lots of people, lots of vibes going on there for the Vancouver Canucks. And you have the photographs as well. Petey and Brock, Jake and Sherwood, Phil Hronik, and I can't see who that is. Then you've got some of the super Swedes over there. A bunch of guys named Niels and Elias too. But aside from the Pokemon card pack opening for Jake DeBrusk, as well as the photographs, we have to dive into the videos because, man, oh man, did we see some really insightful interviews from Brock Boeser, Elias Pettersson, Tyler Myers, and Kevin Lankinen. Now, because these are all clipped and they're all pretty long videos, we're going to go over onto Canucks News Summary's Twitter page because they summarized all of the interviews here. So again, just like with the last video, big shout out over to Canucks News Summaries for providing us with the scoop and transcribing everything interesting that we need to know from this Vancouver Canucks golf charity tournament. So let's dive into Elias Pettersson. Essentially, this interview, it's really, really great. He said he's feeling great, and he is excited to be back. And it's also great that the Canucks are keeping the core together. Last season is in the past, and they can all learn from it, and he's also looking forward to and excited for the year. Now, a lot of people were talking about Elias Pettersson's personal life and his weight from the interview. He got married. He said it was the best day of his life. And it's kind of interesting the way he talks about it in the video itself. He kind of tries to dance around it until Ian McIntyre straight up asks Petey in the video, "Did you get married?" And then Pettersson said, "Oh, yeah, I did." But he does say that he got 6 kilograms and he put that weight onto, you can add it to whatever headline, so very nice for Petey to bulk up. We'll see whether or not that actually translates to stronger play on the ice. He added muscle and he's ready to be himself again, and he feels confident that he will, also after this long summer of training. Petey then spoke out about Brock Boeser, how he wasn't sure whether or not Boeser was going to come back, and then he texted Brock thank you when Brock inevitably did. Petey says Brock is one of the closest friends he's got on the team, and contract situations are no fun, so he wanted to give Brock some space, but Brock knew that he always had Petey's support. Of course, that is some fantastic commentary on the matter here. Obviously, it's what we'd come to expect out of two guys who happen to be super close like Brock and Petey. Petey also says that nothing was holding him back in the summer, so no knee tendonitis, no injuries. He was able to do more of what he had wanted to do. And then he goes out there and talks about Adam Foote, expectations, and preparing for a season with the Olympics. Foote has been their assistant coach, and he's a great leader and good to talk to. Petey also knows what the Canucks are capable of and believes they can do good things, and it all starts in training camp. He also says that he wants to make the Olympic roster, and he'll be very happy and deal with that, as well as whatever problems that could create. But ultimately, this is a very positive vibe interview from Elias Pettersson. It's something that we absolutely wanted to see, especially after the dramatic and kind of not himself state that he was in for most of last year. Let's shift gears a little bit over to Brock Boeser because Canucks News Summaries has the summary for Brock as well. Taking a look at this, Brock says that the summer was good and it went by fast. He's also been back to Vancouver and he wanted to be back in Vancouver from the start. He gasses up the Vancouver Canucks, talks about how they have a strong foundation in their goaltenders and defense, and that the forwards need to be better. That's also a key focus. I'm not necessarily sure if he's saying that the Canucks need to get better forwards or that the forwards that are already on the team need to be better themselves, but to each their own. Brock then talks about being back on the ice, having a great group of guys on the team every day, more guys are trickling in, and it's getting him excited. He's getting sick of summer skating, and he is ready for training camp. He also then talks about his vacation. He went to Italy and Croatia right before free agency. He doesn't recommend that for anybody else going through it, and he was stressed on a trip that you weren't supposed to be stressed on. Could you imagine that? Trying to enjoy your vacation, and the entire time you're just worrying about the Vancouver Canucks giving you a contract offer that you wanted but didn't get up until that point? Brock then talks about the change from last year to this year. They have to put last year in the rearview mirror. The start is important, and that begins in training camp. Then he goes out there and talks about some of the other people in the organization. Demko's looking pretty good. Adam Foote's very detailed, and he can connect with the players. And there's limited player changeover. Means a lot that there weren't a lot of changes in Brock's opinion. They were right on the playoff cusp last season, and despite everything, they need to focus on meshing well. They've got a lot of new coaches, and the players will need to communicate well with them. So pretty vanilla commentary here from Brock as well. A lot of stuff that we've kind of expected to hear out of him. He's happy that the team is sticking around in the same way, and also that he very much is looking forward to what they have in store. This is the Kevin Lankinen interview that Canucks News Summaries also went out there and summarized. Lank has been back in Vancouver for a few weeks now. A lot of excitement for the new season. He's been in better shape than he's ever been in, and he's stronger than before too. So very excited to see what Kevin Lankinen is capable of this season. He was happy to be home and see his family and friends. He's also recharged, making sure he's in the best shape possible. And he's got a really good crew in Finland, working out with some of the best hockey players in the world. Lanks also talks about the unique situation that is the Olympics. Being part of the discussion on the Olympic team adds more fuel to his fire. And then he talks about his partnership with Thatcher Demko, how they know the strengths of each goalie as an individual, how they can learn from each other, and how Lankinen focuses on his preparing and daily routine. He thinks the pairing is right at the top of the list of goalie tandems. And I'd have to agree there too. Kevin Lankinen and Thatcher Demko together, really, really strong tandem. I don't know what some other folks are talking about, saying that it's a top 20 or a top 25 goaltending tandem in the league. To end off this video, let's dive into the Tyler Myers comments. Now, you can see the video, it's 8 minutes long, so there's a lot that Tyler Myers goes out there and discusses in this summary here. Thank you, of course, to Canucks News Summaries for giving us the scoop. Myers talks about how he's feeling pretty good. He's happy to have Boeser stay. Evander Kane is going to be a really good addition. He says that Kane's going to help the team a lot. Big power forward, not fun to play against. And he brings the things that the Vancouver Canucks are lacking. Myers also says that he's really excited to have Adam Foote back, and that Foote reads the room and players better than a lot of coaches Myers has had in the past. Myers then highlights the importance of off-season training for players, and when it comes to the young guys in training camp, it's great to have internal competition. Young players need to realize that they don't have to focus on points, but instead focus on the right habits and playing within the system. Of course, Myers is referring to Mancini, Villander, Elias Pettersson, the other younger dudes that could potentially battle him out for his job. There are some comments about these guys here too. Myers says that DPD played great, stepped in and showed that he has a ton of potential. He's excited to see Pettersson push through during his new opportunity in training camp. He really likes the way the decor is shaping out. Myers says that Marcus Pettersson does so much for the team off the ice as well, and he is a leader. There are a lot of young guys pushing for spots. Myers then talks about the Abbotsford Canucks and says that he watched Game 5 and 6 after getting the streaming service. He texted the guys after they won, saying that it's great for the organization, and winning the Calder Cup allows you to grow a lot quicker now that you know what it's like to win. So all in all, lots of really good, insightful comments from all these Vancouver Canucks players, Pettersson, Boeser, Lankinen, and Myers. Of course, I am all the way here in Asia, so I apologize for getting this video out like over 24 hours from when these things were actually said, but I wanted to dive into it here because there were a bunch of things, and I think, it's finally nice to get some Canucks speaking out about the summer and what happened this previous year and how exciting things are for next year. So once again, big shout out over to Canucks News Summaries for providing the scoop and giving the summary as to the latest Canucks interviews. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below about Pettersson, Brock, Myers, and Lankinen. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.